Hello. Thank you for taking a moment to watch this video, and on this training we are going to be talking about custom fields on PhoneBurner as they relate to our calls that initiate from the Zoho CRM. So let's jump over to PhoneBurner, and we're looking at our custom fields here. Now, if you haven't watched the other videos, I'm going to show you how you can get here. You go to your settings gear in the upper right hand corner and you go down to contact settings and we go to custom fields. So that brings us back to the custom fields page. Now, when you create fields in PhoneBurner, and these fields will be created automatically for you when you initiate your first dial session from Zoho. And if you add new fields to Zoho, PhoneBurner will add those automatically on your next dial session. So it's important to understand that when you add new fields in Zoho, that you do a test call from Zoho with PhoneBurner to ensure that that field is created properly on the PhoneBurner side. But let's talk about these custom fields. Once these fields are created on the PhoneBurner side, it is important that you do not change the names of these fields. If you change the names of the fields on the PhoneBurner side, that will break the link for that specific field as it goes back to Zoho. These fields right here, these field names, if we go back to Zoho, you'll see that they may not match exactly because the Zoho UI will replace what's called the API name with a user-friendly field label. And so what you're looking at is a field label, but the actual name of the field is what they send to PhoneBurner when you initiate a dial session, and that's what they're expecting back from PhoneBurner when a call is completed on the PhoneBurner side. So it is critical that you not change these names on PhoneBurner unless, of course, you're planning on changing the API name in Zoho. If we jump over here, let's go to our settings in Zoho. Let's go to developer space APIs. We're going to go into API names. Let's go to contacts. And here you can see all of our fields. And this is the API name, and this is the field label. So this is what you see when you're looking at that field in the Zoho UI. But this is what PhoneBurner sees when you initiate that dial session, and Zoho sends that field over to PhoneBurner. So you'll notice there's a difference. In this particular case, 123 doesn't show up at all. Zoho doesn't allow you to create a field that starts with a number. And if it's numbers only, you'll see here 2020 shows up as just the word field. Because Zoho doesn't allow you to create a field that starts with numbers, and since that only has numbers, they create an API name in this particular case of just field. So it's important that when these fields are created on the PhoneBurner side, that they match the API name that exists on the Zoho side. However, that doesn't stop you from being able to reorder these fields. So you can see here we got all these fields coming over from Zoho. Maybe date of birth is important, so we want to drag that up to the top here. So we can reorganize these custom fields so that when we're in a dial session, we see them most important at the top, least important at the bottom. So the order doesn't matter, the name is extremely important. And I want to point out, if you do rename one of these fields, the field with the new name will still exist on the PhoneBurner side, but Zoho is going to send us a field with the old name, and we will create a new field with that old name, and then you'll end up with weird duplicate looking fields, one that is formatted to look a little bit better for your eyes, and one that is formatted so it works between the two systems. So my recommendation is that you do not rename the fields, just reorder the fields. Put the ones that you care about most up at the top, the ones that you care about least down at the bottom, so you can just ignore them when you're in your dial session. And that's it for this particular training. I hope this helps you better understand how the data is managed between the two different systems. Thanks again, and happy dialing.